Now that you've purchased your LapCeiver ALT Audible Lap Timer Kit, this is what you'll find inside the case when you receive it. This is the complete kit with the infrared transmitter, the detector, and the LapCeiver unit itself. All right, let's talk about the LapCeiver ALT and this basic setup. First of all, I'll remove the infrared timer or beacon, and we'll go through setting up the LapCeiver ALT. Remove from the holster. It's a very tight fit the first few times, so it's hard to press it out. That gets easier after it's done a few times. The unit itself requires one AA battery. Put the AA battery in. Start the battery door, slide it on from the very end so that it locks in place, and replace the lock. Serial number is located here, so if you ever need to check this unit here, it says LapCeiver ALT 14, that's year 2014, 10th month is the month it was manufactured. All right, on the screen you'll see digits, lap, memory. You have 5 memories. The blue button says mem here. That changes memory 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're using the LapCeiver ALT with a transponder system and the track where you're racing has a LapCeiver transmitter, not all tracks have them, so that's why we have it work with an infrared beacon as well, so that you can use it with or without the transponder system. But let's say they have a transponder system. You'll want to enter your transponder ID into the unit so that it receives your lap times. To do that, you will press the 2 white arrows at the same time. Comes up and says ID code. And you're going to enter the last 6 digits of the transponder ID. The white arrows change the digits, so you move across. There's 1, 2, 3. Shift by hitting the top button, change the next digit. Well, maybe it was supposed to be 2, so if it was, just keep going until it goes around again. Once you get the right number, press the top arrow again. It shifts positions. Shift. When you enter the ID that you want, press the 2 arrows. It's now saved, and that's in memory 5. You can put it in any one of the memories, or you can have the same one in every memory. Now, once you go on the track, make a lap, the signal sends from the timing and scoring system, from the transmitter, to this unit instantly when you pass over the start-finish line. This is your volume up and down. As you can see the indicator here. You have an audible version, and this number here, 3, shows 3 digits, so it's going to announce the last 3 digits. So if we had a 50 second, it'd be 50.012, then it would say 012. You can change that to where it would say 5 by pressing these 2 arrows, digit and the volume at the same time, change it to 5, and it would announce 50012, and you'd get your all 5 digits. It'll also tell you if it's your fastest lap. A woman's voice will come on and say fastest. If it's your a fast lap, meaning it's faster than the previous lap, a male voice will say fast, and you'll know that it's your fast time. You can also turn that to where that's all you hear, is just the announcement of fast or fastest. Now, once you have lap times in memory, you can scroll forward and back through here. It says scroll, so that would go through each lap. The red button, as it indicates here, is your on-off button. And you also have to look at setting your minimum lap time. One common thing is that if you don't have your minimum lap time set and you're using the infrared beacon, it won't pick up your lap if you have it set too high. So we'll talk about that next. Now, we're talking about the announcement where it tells you your fast or fastest time. To turn that off, you press the red button for a couple seconds. And so now all it will tell you is the lap time, 3 digits. That would be the last 3 digits. Press and hold it again. Now just the announce is on, so it would just say fast or fastest. And that's a nice feature during the race because you may not want to be bothered with hearing the lap times themselves. You just want to know if it was a faster lap than the previous lap or your fastest overall in that memory bank. Press it again and it's back to both. Now another feature that we have on here is the memory banks. I mentioned that. You can press the blue button and change your memory banks. Now we're going to talk about changing over to the infrared mode. So with the infrared beacon, you have the infrared receiver. This is the infrared receiver. This is the eye. So when you mount this in your car, this is going to be mounted on the deck or roll bar facing the wall where you're going to place the beacon, whether it's the inside wall, the outside wall, and roughly the same height level as the beacon would be, so wall height. Or let's say someone's holding the beacon outside the track and shooting it across the track. So that's a key element. It does spread out into bands, so you have some forgiveness, I would say, as far as where it has to be mounted, but it always picks up better if it's more line of sight. You have quite a long cord. This is what's going to plug into your LapCeiver, so you can mount this in the car, run this over, and plug it into the USB port on your LapCeiver. And when you plug this in, it resets the LapCeiver and changes it to the infrared mode. So once you're in the infrared mode, there's a couple of settings that we need to talk about. We need to talk about the sensitivity. So to change the sensitivity, we press the red and the blue button. It's on sensitivity 2. I'm going to set it at 3 and make it a little more sensitive. Seems to be most tracks that works well. So once we're done with that, press the red blue button again. It's saved, and it stays that way, so you don't have to worry about going back and setting it again. But if you've had issues where you're not receiving or picking up a strong signal, you can adjust that sensitivity all the way up to 5. You might get some erroneous readings. That's why we try to keep it in the 3 or 4 range most of the time. The other thing that you need to look at is your minimum lap time. So with the minimum lap time, we're going to change that. So by pressing and holding the blue button for a couple of seconds. There we go. All right, so now the minimum lap time is 0.06. So we want to go change this up by hitting the arrows here. So the idea is if you know that your fastest lap is normally in the, let's say, a 20 second or 15 seconds, you want to set that as close to possible as what you actually know. Like if you know your fastest lap ever at a track is going to be 15 seconds, then set your minimum lap time at 14 so that it's going to ignore any other signal on the track. In case some other racer has an infrared beacon on the track, it's going to ignore those. It's only going to pick up once you've gone over 14 seconds, so within 1 second of where your beacon is. One issue is if you have this set at 30 seconds and you're running 15-second lap times, it's never going to tell you anything. It's not going to pick up anything because it's ignoring, or it'll pick up a lap, every other lap because it's ignoring the signal. So you want to make sure that you have that set accurately so that it's not picking up other signals, but also so you're not missing anything. Should you have any questions about the operation, you can always call the toll-free number listed on the back, and someone at our office will be glad to help you and kind of walk you through these setups. Also, the information can be found in your warranty, in the instruction manual, and also online we have that available. To turn the unit off now, we would just simply press the red button after we lock this in. Press the red button and hold, and it's now off. Connecting your earbuds to your LapCeiver, if you're using a RACEceiver and the LapCeiver, you'll want to place the reverse splitter that comes with the unit. It has 2 female plugs, 1 male, or excuse me, 2 male, 1 female. Plug this into the earbud port. Plug this into your RACEceiver, and then plug your earbuds in here, and you'll hear the audio from both units. If you're just practicing and not using the RACEceiver, just plug in your earbud here directly, and it works fine that way. The unit also comes with a USB cable. The USB cable has 2 plugs that plug in both ports here with your USB connection here, and that plugs into your laptop or home computer if you want to download your lap times. And you can find that software on our website. When you register your LapCeiver warranty, there's a place there where you can download that software. Now let's talk about how you set up your infrared beacon. The infrared beacon, you can use a 9-volt adapter. It is not included. What we include is it's set up for a 9-volt battery. The 9-volt battery is not included as well. Just go to your local convenience store, pick one up, snap it in place. the 9-volt battery in. Then you have an on-off switch on the side. Flip it on. There's a red LED indicator to show that the power's on. The other LEDs you cannot see with the naked eye. That's what transmits the infrared. And then you want to set this on the wall or possibly on a tripod. You have a mount point for a tripod. Laying flat, shooting across the track, and like I said, about the same height as you would have of your car where the infrared detector is located. Again, our toll-free number is listed on this as well, so if you have any questions, you can call, and we'll walk you through that. If you have multiple beacons at a track, again, you need to look at setting up your delay, your minimum lap time on your LapCeiver. But know that you only need one of these, so if your buddy has one, tell him, hey, I'm setting mine up. There's no need to set yours up. Then you really don't have to worry about having 2 or 3 beacons out there. That's very simple, and that's it. Flip your beacon off and pack everything away.